Kia ora, and welcome to the Beer Jerk Beer of the Week Drink Along, where every week we discover a new and interesting beer brewed by a fantastic independent brewery, and we never drink the same beer twice. This is a beer from the good people at Alibi Brewing, and it's a Helles Bock, a beautiful beer to be enjoying in this magical week between Christmas and New Year when nobody knows what day it is, we all eat too much food, we get sunburnt, and drink a few beers. So hopefully this is going to go down really well with all of you today, and hopefully you're all putting your feet up and having a relaxing time. Alibi is a really fantastic brewery, and this may be one of the last ever beers they release. Alibi is owned by a Tantalus vineyard on Waiheke, which is up for sale at the moment. So that would include the brewery and everything else. So who knows who's going to buy it and what the future of Alibi is. Hopefully it will get bought by some wonderful beer-loving people, and they'll continue making great beers there. But yeah, things may well change or close. So they're fantastically talented. Head brewer Bernard has left. He's starting a new brew pub in Parnell, which is super exciting news. But yeah, we've loved Alibi over the years. I feel really close to a lot of to everything they do, and to Bernard especially, who's a good friend. And we've had Alibi involved in all the beer festivals we've done here at the Fridge and Flagon. We did the Weird Beer Challenge a few years ago, and he brewed a steak and kidney pint for that. And Tom baked tiny pie lids that went on top of every single glass, and as it sounds, it was a beer made with steak and kidney into a stout. And our Nano Fests, and we've partnered Alibi up with Moondog and with Bracket with some of our like Australian collaboration type things. I'm the person that introduced Alibi to our friend Chris, also known as the Zesk, who does a lot of their really cool artwork. You'll notice at the Fridge and Flagon that we've got some of his paintings on the wall behind me and on the walls inside the bar. Also down at Three Sisters, you'll see some of Zest's work. So yeah, super talented guy. So yeah, Alibi quickly got a reputation for just putting out really excellent beers and lots of classic styles, European styles like the beer we're enjoying, and fantastic hoppy beers of every variety. So Bernard's approach has always been, I suppose, innovation and interest, and he's always got new ideas burning, and interested in experimentation. So he absolutely has been the creative and driving force behind Alibi. So as I say, it will be super exciting to see what happens next, and when that brew pub in Parnell is going to open its doors for us to all go and enjoy some, hopefully, some Helles Bock. This is one of my favourite things, a traditional German beer style. And it's easily confused because there's a beer style called Helles, which is quite a different style, and there's a beer style called Bock, which is what this is related to. So Bock generally is a strong dark lager. Helles just means light, so this is a light-coloured strong lager. And this is brewed in the traditional way. Lovely noble hops there. You've got this lovely bitterness. You've got the sort of grassy character. Herbal notes from the hops. And then you've got like lovely malt balance. There's lots of Vienna malts in here. So Bocks often do have a goat on the label. I've chatted about this before, probably last time we drank a Bock for the beer of the week. And that's tradition. Every brewery really should put a goat on their label when they brew a Bock of any kind. And that comes from just a very simple play on words that these strong dark lagers were historically linked to the German town of Einbeck, which in the local dialect and accent sounds very similar to Ein Bock, which means a billy goat, and it's as simple as that. And several hundred years ago, before people could read, or before many people could read, lots of things were signified by signs or by images. So I hope you can hear me. There's a helicopter flying overhead. And naturally the image for Bock was a goat. You'd see a sign swinging outside a tavern with a picture of a goat on it. You know, you could go and get some lovely dark lager in there. So yeah, really cool artwork by the Zesk on this one of a wonderful resplendent billy goat. And it's yeah, it's kind of it's a bready beer. You're getting the boozy character. I keep saying strong, so it's about 6.8. In fact, exactly 6.8, which is definitely in the region of the style. It's normally sort of 6.5 to 7.5% Boxer. And this is a Helles Bock, is also known as a Bock. So one of those great seasonal beers in Germany. When you go to Germany, you realise that you actually have the seasons of the year are dictated by beer styles. You have Fest beer around Oktoberfest, and different beers come out at different times of the year. And Bock, as is in the name, comes out around May, and it's a beer which is all about celebrating spring and the harvest and the start of summertime. So a lovely seasonal beer as we are in still early summer. We're just starting to get some great weather. Sorry, it's a bit of a rainy Christmas. So yeah, a lovely beer to be drinking in the sunshine as we look forward to a delightful summer with lots of great weather. Classic example of the style. It's this will go down very well in a German beer garden. Just yeah, really well executed. There's no novel spins or twists on it. As much as it's really fun as a brewer to always put your own sort of take on things and use new experimental hops, or to use tonka beans with different adjuncts or techniques. Sometimes it's just great to have just a really beautifully executed classic style, and to have something like this that's brewed locally, just across the water from us here over on Waiheke Island, is really great. And it's lagered for an extended period. To lager just means to store. That's where the word lager comes from. There's the whole there's two beer categories. There's ales or there's lagers, and that's the difference really. Lagers, you have a bottom fermenting yeast in its cold conditions, and a lager is a top fermenting yeast. So yeah, if you're watching along and thinking that perhaps you don't like lagers are a whole family of styles. You have Baltic porters, are lagers. You have Rauch beer, which are lagers. There's a lot to discover in the world of lagers. So hopefully if you're a lager hater and you're drinking this, it's a little bit different to the I don't know, Stein lager or Stella Artois that you might traditionally associate with a lager. So yeah, this has been lagered at cold temperatures. This would have been probably close to zero for 6 weeks or thereabouts, and that lagering time really helps to condition a beer, give it a sense of clarity of flavour, to make it nice and tight, to really pull it all together, and just to make for a beer that's really really crisp, pretty moreish. And as you drink more beer, you can really taste it. You really notice the difference if a lager has been lagered in cold condition for an extended period, or if it hasn't. And when it hasn't, often it will taste a bit sort of flabby, or maybe a bit like a XPA if it's been overly hopped. But yeah, this is a real classic example of the style. So fantastic work to Alibi. Hopefully Alibi will continue. Fantastic work to Bernard. So good luck with your next venture. I'm very excited about coming to drink beers at your new brewery. And thanks for joining us for yet another Beer of the Week drink along, the last one of the year. See you next year. Cheers.